Welcome to the StriveScan College Launchpad. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us tonight to share more about their school and their business program. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but we'll be around the entire session to ask questions. My name is Anna and I'll be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/launch. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from Western Colorado University. Take it away.
Anna. Hello, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. My name is Alejandro. I'm a regional director of recruitment and alum of Western Colorado University. Western Colorado University is a 4-year public liberal arts institution that we're located in the heart of the Rocky Mountain in Gunnison, Colorado. Just to give you a bit of understanding of where we're located about 3.5-4 hours south of Denver. Now, there's a lot of things to do. We are a small community, but there's a lot of things to do, and there's something for everybody. We have Crestview, where you can ski and snowboard. You can also hike, mountain bike, and the colors, I'll be honest, they're blissful in the fall. We do have Harmons, which is 5 miles south of town. It is your largest outdoor recreational area in Colorado. It's over 8,000 acres, and that's where your outdoor activities will take place. And also we have Blue Mesa, which is the largest body of water in Colorado, or 3 miles long, and that's where your water activities will take place. So we got a lot of things to do. Like I said, kind of your in a way, your Colorado adventure things to do. And so there's something going off campus, but also on campus, we have over 50 clubs and organizations. They're academic clubs that run in conjunction with an academic program, like your psychology club, sociology, your pre-health club, educators club. And then you have your passion and self, and interest club, which I would say those are pretty explanatory. We do compete in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference at the Division II level. We also do have club sports and mountain sports. Club sports, your traditional sports like soccer, rugby, baseball, hockey, boxing. You don't need to compete. If you just want to learn self-defense, you can definitely do that. And we also have mountain sports, which is one of our bread and butter, I would say. We do compete also in the Division II level, and we also as well have intramural sports. Now, we offer over 100 areas of studies. Some of the big programs on our campus, the biggest one, of course, will be business. Business, I would say they have quite a bit of funding and also lots of support services. They usually host an event for admitted students in the spring of their senior year. They'll bring about 50 to 70 seniors from across the country for 1 weekend, where they'll cover transportation, lodging, food. They will definitely hook you up with some cool swag. And regardless of how well you perform in the group task, you walk up with a scholarship. So they do have quite a bit of funding. And I also have a lot of friends who major in business. And most of my friends were getting flown to job interviews across the country. And they had something lined up at the time they walked in the spring. But we do have different other majors. So we have business, also anything with outdoors, we are definitely well known for environmental sustainability, wildlife biology, also mechanical engineering and computer science as well. That's something that we do have. Average class size at Western, 16 students, 71% of the classes are taught by a full-time professor. So, and 69% of those professors have tournament degrees. So you're definitely getting taught on someone you can say is an expert in their field, and also someone that's fully dedicated to your education. Which leads me to my next thing. We are fully dedicated to your success. I mean, we do offer quite a bit of services. Like, for example, you'll be assigned academic advisor, and that advisor will guide you from your first year to your last year at Western, making sure you're doing all right, making sure you have all the resources to excel and thrive at Western. We also have a math and writing center, free resources just in case you need additional support. We do have low cost, high value. Our tuition cost will be listed on there. We're definitely below the national average. 80% of students do receive some type of aid, and 100% have to consider for merit aid. Our merit scholarships are upon acceptance, and they go up your GPA, weighted GPA to be more specific. We're test optional 1 and 4, so we don't need those for admissions for scholarship purposes. But those scholarships do range from $2,500 to $4,500 for in-state and $8,000 to $10,000 for out-of-state. For out-of-state students, if you're under the WUI or the Central Plates, you'll be able to pay 150% of Western in-state tuition, which is going to save you about $4,100. You can not stack those, but obviously, if you qualify for the merit, we'll automatically award you with that. Our admissions process is pretty straightforward. You can apply to the Western application or the common application. Regardless, we'll need your high school transcripts. And there is an application fee of $30. You definitely reach out to our admissions office and we'll be happy to give you that promo code to waive the application fee. But the middle 50 percentile of students get admitted to Western have a 3.1 to 3.9 GPA. If you're below that range, one of the things I definitely recommend is submitting any material that will help support your application, whether that's your Why Western essay, a letter of recommendations, personal statements, resume, whatever it might be. We'll look at everything you provide for us before we make a decision. The last thing I have is come and visit us. I mean, I would recommend visiting your top 3, top 5 schools, depending on how many you apply for before you make a decision. It is crucial. We have daily visits that run Monday through Friday and Saturday upon request. Those have an information session, a campus tour, and then a meeting with a professor, a coach, or a student of your choice. Whoever it might be, we can arrange that meeting. If you can't make it on campus, that's totally fair. You can stay tuned for virtual events. You can visit western.edu/recruitment events to see all the upcoming events that we have going on. But my contact information is on this slide. If there's anything I can help you with, please let me know. But thank you so much for your time. And yeah.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from Randolph College.
Sorry about that, got a little delayed. And where is, whoop. Oh, sorry, y'all. Looks like my presentation is not loading up. I apologize for that. But anyway, the biggest thing about Randolph College is, well, first off, we're located in Lynchburg, Virginia, aka Central Virginia. We are a small private liberal arts college where, like I said, we're located in Central Virginia. So if you're looking for outdoorsy mountain ranges, ski mountains, rivers, kayaking, things like that, and hiking, we have a lot of that in the surrounding area. So we are a pretty campus, like I said, with a mountain range out back. But the biggest thing for our students is, and the newest thing is that our students are taking what we call Take Two. So our students are going through 2 courses at a time for 7 weeks at a time, meeting 3 to 4 times a week. The biggest thing is that, again, because you're meeting with those courses more times throughout the week, we're hopeful that you should retain the information a little better as you're moving throughout your week. With that, there are no classes on Wednesdays. Again, no classes on Wednesdays. You did hear me right. So our students get that. If I said a break in the middle of the week, my professors will probably get upset. So it's actually more of a time for students with those extracurriculars. So whether it's a sport or internships, research opportunities, clubs, things like that, you can get a lot of your hours in during that time. So don't look at Wednesdays as an off day, but more of a day to kind of explore your extracurriculars. And again, meeting 3 to 4 times a week, and you still get a weekend break, and then followed by exam week, and then moving into your next 7-week period. But the classes move from 3 credit hours to 4 credit hours. So remember, you still do graduate on time. There are no issues with that. Like I said, students are still graduating in a timely manner. So don't worry about that at all. Average class size for us is about 12 or 13. So you're in a smaller class setting right in front of your professor. They're getting to learn more about you as a student and person. At the same time, able to also help you guide you in your next steps and things like that. So whether it's, again, looking at those internships, whether it's research projects, looking at grad school options, your professors are building a relationship with you. And like I said, just giving you guidance and extra viewpoints on how to move and what steps are necessary with life post-grad. But then another thing is, so our students are also working in research opportunities with our professors outside the classroom as well. I know the biggest thing for you guys is the business side of things. So with us, you can major in business or economics. the key thing is remember that there will be various courses so that you can kind of dive into the different backgrounds and areas of the business side or economic side of things. But then at the same time, you're put in real life situations. So in order to graduate, you got to work with real clients. So we'll put you in some real life scenarios where you're having to meet with clientele and things like that, and partnerships, sometimes even with the school. I know a couple of my former teammates I got jobs right before even before they graduated. One of my teammates moved and he's now working on his own trucking business. Another teammate of mine is actually a business consultant with ExxonMobil and moved up the ranks really fast. We had another young man who got an internship working with the Miami Dolphins, Washington football team's front office, and then graduated and got a job working with the Miami Dolphins front office. So we're putting students in real life scenarios so that their foot in the door is in the door before they even graduate. Now, outside of that, of course, there are many different things you can dive into. Like I said, up to 39 clubs on campus. So if there's a club that you're interested in, pretty sure we have it. And even if you don't have it, students are able to start their own clubs while on campus. So then that way, as long as you have peers and a following behind you, you can create your own clubs. We also have athletics. We compete in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, ODAC for short, Division III, where we have basketball, track, tennis, cross country, soccer, swimming, lacrosse, volleyball, softball, and esports. So a few different sports teams there. We do have, like I said, very competitive atmosphere and very competitive D3 conference at that. So you can also get into the student athlete life if that's something you're looking for. But then we also have arts as well. So if you're someone who's creative and you feel like you want to do something outside of the business realm, you can definitely get creative on our campus with our dance, theater, music programs, arts, so studio arts, different things like that. We are connected with the Art Gallery in London, so we do send students study abroad and interning overseas as well. And that's another opportunity to study abroad. You can go study abroad with your business program as well. You can pretty much go anywhere in the country. We make sure background check and make sure it's feasible for students and things like that. With the admissions process, typically a 2-week turnaround for us. We are test optional. As long as we have your transcripts and your application, of course, with that, we consider that a completed app. So like I said, once we have both of those things, 2-week turnaround, we can get a decision back out to you guys ASAP. FAFSA, fill out your FAFSA. That is a big thing. Please fill out your FAFSA for students. That helps us figure out, okay, what can the family afford? How can we help a student financially and things like that? So please make sure you fill out your FAFSA. Our school code is 003734. And then on top of that, when your admission counselor reaches out to you, make sure you ask as many questions as possible. We're here to help in any way, shape, or form. Thank you guys for listening. My name is Corey Brown from Randolph College Admissions.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Colorado State University, Pueblo.
All right, hello everyone. Let me go ahead and pull up my presentation real quick. Okay, so yeah, I'm my name is Ivan Briseño. I am from Colorado State University, Pueblo. Here's my contact information, but I'll show that at the end in case. So we're located in Pueblo, Colorado, about 30 minutes out from Colorado Springs and about an hour and a half south from Denver, Colorado. We're pretty close to Western Colorado State University, or Western University actually, so around 5 hours out. We have around 4,000 students. Our average class size is around 21 students. We have around 32% of our students are first generation, and about 47% are minority students. So we're a pretty diverse campus. We're actually a Hispanic serving institution, so we do have a pretty big majority of our students are Hispanic. We are also Colorado's first Purple Heart designated campus, pretty much just meaning that we're very military and veterans friendly. So going into business, our business school is called the Hassan School of Business. Our majors are in business management. You can get an emphasis in agricultural business, information technology, organizational risk and security management, as well as sports industry management. We also have our CIS degree, our computer information systems. You can get that in cybersecurity, data analytics, as well as software development. Some of our other minors, or actually going into our minors, we have quite a few: accounting, automotive industry management. That's essentially for students who want to go into automotive industry, so like mechanics and stuff. But we also teach you the business side of that. We also have a just general business minor if you want to pair that with another kind of major, and also CIS, data, economics, finance, marketing. So a pretty good option. A lot of options for you to pick from. We do also have our something called a 3+2 program that we like to promote. For this program, you're able to get your bachelor's and your master's degree in only 5 years instead of 6. And the pretty cool part too is that you get that master's degree at the same tuition rate as if you were to do your bachelor's degree. So it comes out, saving you quite a bit. And also with that MBA, you're able to pair any kind of major with an MBA, so your master's degree. So if you're also wanting to go into criminology, but you're also thinking about getting an MBA, you can also pair that with that. Our business school is AACSB accredited, so it's a pretty hard accreditation to get. It's the most recognized in the world, actually. And pretty much what that means is just that our faculty is held to a pretty high standard in that they have to be pretty current in their research. So a lot of professors, sometimes what they tend to do is they get tenure and then they get lazy, right? But our professors they're held to a higher standard, and that they have to stay current in their fields and keep on doing research. We do also have a club for business students. It's called our Healy Center for Business and Economic Research. And essentially what they do is they work with companies and organizations in the community to do research projects and just to help them out with things in general. So if that's something you're interested in, it's pretty fun to do. So some of the things that we like to promote about CC Pueblo is that because we're a smaller university, we're able to offer more hands-on experience from the time you come in as a freshman. So I myself was a business student, and I know I did a lot of like projects with a couple of startups. We worked with the Chamber of Commerce in town. So there's a lot of opportunity there for you. One other thing I like to recommend, regardless of where you go, is try to get an internship, because when you graduate and you're in the job market, everyone asks for experience, right? So if you have that internship, then it helps a lot. So for our athletics, if you're also wanting to do that, we are Division II in NCAA. We have 21 sports. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know, because I'm also the athletics liaison, so I can connect you with the coaches. So we used to have 75 clubs in sports, but sadly COVID has kind of dwindled that number down, but we still have quite a few. Some of the ones I like to promote are our outdoor pursuits program. They do a lot of outdoorsy stuff because we are in Colorado, so they go hiking, camping, rock climbing, anything you can really imagine. We also do have our study abroad program. I myself did a semester in South Korea, so it's definitely a lot of fun. You get to see new stuff, try new foods, meet new people. So I definitely recommend doing a semester abroad. Also at CSU Pueblo, the way it works is you pay the same tuition as if you were to do a semester here, except you spend it in a different country for that study abroad program. So residence life and housing, and this is pretty standard across a lot of universities. Usually we require that freshmen and sophomores live on campus for the first 2 years, but our dorms are pretty new. They're fairly new facilities, so it's definitely a good option. We do actually currently have a housing scholarship where you can live on campus free for the first year. So if you guys scan those QR codes, if you're out of state, then you can scan the one on the right, and in state you can scan the one on the left. For that one, it's first come, first serve for the first 150 students. And lastly, I'll promote one last one. It's called our Colorado Promise Scholarship. So if you guys are from Colorado and you make under $50,000 a year, then you're eligible for free tuition. So I'll leave my information here for the last couple seconds. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Roanoke College. You're on mute.
Hi, everyone. How are you all doing today? Really excited to be able to share with you a little bit about Roanoke College. Let me just pull up my theme in full screen mode here. We are Roanoke College, located in Salem, Virginia. Been consistently rated as one of the 376 best colleges by Princeton Review. And that includes a decade consecutively on Princeton Review's top 36 places to study business. So a phenomenal business school located in Salem, Virginia, a small kind of suburban town, just gorgeous quintessential college town. And then 10 minutes down the road from Roanoke, Virginia, which is a 100,000 person city, the largest city in the western half of the state of Virginia, and then located in the gorgeous Blue Ridge Mountains and Appalachian Mountains, so surrounded by amazing outdoor opportunities, although I think probably every presenter today is located in a gorgeous location, so I won't say too much more about that. 2,000 undergraduate students from 39 states, 31 countries, and 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio and 18 average class size. We really put a lot of emphasis on mentorship, on the ability to work with your faculty members. We've been named one of the top schools for relationships between professors and students, one of the top schools for faculty mentoring, and one of the top schools for approachable and accessible faculty. We offer 50 different majors, plus 69 minors, concentrations, and pre-professional programs. So within business, we offer business management or business administration, economics, and sports management. Although within the business administration degree, there are 13 different concentrations that you'll be able to participate in. So you've got your entrepreneurship, your accounting, your finance, your marketing, your data business analytics is a very popular one rising up for us. And real world experience is guaranteed at Roanoke College. Over 70% of our total student population takes part in internships. Over 95% of our business students are completing an internship, and this is our largest major on campus. So tons of internship opportunities with amazing companies from Carnegie Mellon, all of your major financial companies, Merrill Lynch, and your phenomenal community service-based organizations like St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Had amazing interns with all of them, and several major league sports teams like the Boston Celtics, and guaranteed opportunities as well for research, study away, creative works, and service learning. Here are some great examples of some places that I couldn't rattle off the top of my head. Wells Fargo, Amazon, Major League Baseball, all of those are business majors for us. And 95% of our graduating class is employed in a job which requires their bachelor's degree within 6 months of graduation or onto an incredible graduate program. 100 plus clubs and organizations, and 23 now NCAA Division III athletic teams, with the announcement of our men's volleyball team, which is new. And we actually compete against Randolph College in the ODAC conference in NCAA Division III. We offer more than $36 million in merit-based scholarship. 99% of our FAFSA filers are receiving additional financial aid. And if anyone is hoping to come down and visit campus, we do offer a $1,000 visit grant as well for in-person opportunities. And let me just touch on a couple of other highlights from our business major while I still have a moment or two. We were one of the first colleges in the country and one of the largest in the country to offer a cryptocurrency investment fund in addition to our stock market investment fund. That fund started at $50,000. It is now over $500,000. We offer a 4+1 MBA program. So you go through a 4-year bachelor's degree program, and then you only have 1 year left for your MBA program. And then our Center for Leadership, Entrepreneurship, and Innovation is a phenomenal program that offers things like pitch contests, speaker series, as well as great entrepreneurial opportunities to work with businesses in the local area. And yeah, those are the things that I wanted to highlight in addition on our business program. And my contact information is right there if you have any more questions. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great day.
Lastly, we'll be hearing from Northern Arizona University.
And hopefully you all can see my screen and hear me. Thank you for having us here today. I'm Betsy Rugg-Stassen, Northern Arizona University's California Recruitment Manager, regionally based in Southern California. NAU is located in the mountain town of Flagstaff, Arizona at 7,000 feet high and within one of the largest ponderosa pine forests in the world. Flagstaff is a beautiful cultural and historic college town up in the cool part of Arizona. It's the only major city in Arizona that's never reached 100 degrees. Flagstaff can get up to 100 inches of snow a year with that high elevation, but it's pretty sunny, about almost 300 days of sun per year, about 2 hours north and uphill from Phoenix, but only an hour and a half south of the Grand Canyon, and about 2 hours from 11 national parks and monuments. So students from NAU also enjoy 4 beautiful distinct seasons and many outdoor experiences like skiing, hiking, biking, camping, running, because Flagstaff has one of the best urban trail systems in the US. And we've got about 400 different clubs and activities for you to enjoy as well. We have about 21,000 undergraduate students on our Flagstaff campus. More than 25% of our students are Hispanic, almost half are first generation college students, and about 34% of our students are from out of state. The average class size for this year was about 37 students, 19-to-1 student to faculty ratio. More than 25% of our, and our average class size is about 80% of our classrooms do seat fewer than 50 students. Our business program does cover a range of industries from accounting to marketing to hospitality, and our WA Franke College of Business is accredited among the top 5% of business schools in the world by the AACSB, as our reps earlier had mentioned as well, the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business International. Sorry, that's a mouthful for me. AACSB accredited schools have the highest quality faculty. They deliver relevant and challenging curriculum and provide educational and career opportunities that aren't found at other business schools, and represents the highest standard of achievement for business schools worldwide. Less than 5% of the more than 16,000 schools worldwide granting business degrees have earned AACSB accreditation. And the direct link and contact information to our College of Business is at the bottom of this page. One of the ways that NAU business students are given an edge over the competition is through our Pathways to Professional Leadership program. It's a series of seminars and workshops and lectures that complement the business degree coursework. We also have an option for students to also earn their MBA with a total of 5 years. It's one of our accelerated programs. And you may already know that here in Flagstaff, we're also experts in hospitality. Even though we only have 75,000 permanent residents there, millions of tourists pass through our small city every year. So it's kind of fitting then that our School of Hotel and Restaurant Management is ranked among the top 7 programs in the US and top 15 programs schools in the world. Almost all of our business students will complete at least one internship, and we have an extensive study abroad option for those students, any of our students as well too, in more than 70 countries and 120 cities. We evaluate just a student's unweighted GPA in these 14 to 16 core courses for admission and for our merit scholarships that all students are automatically reviewed for. We're test optional for admission and will continue to be, not requiring the SAT or ACT for admission. The average GPA of admitted students last year was about a 3.2 unweighted GPA. Our application actually opens up in late July. It's kind of early, but you can apply in July for seniors coming in to be seniors this fall, and we're on rolling admission. The cost for our Western undergraduate exchange or WUI students before any financial aid or merit scholarships is about $35,000 total per year. For true non-residents, about $44,000 total per year. And for Arizona State residents, about $27,000 per year. Our application fee waiver code, you can always ask for that from me or any one of my colleagues, my representatives at NAU as well. We freely give that out. It's always good to ask. It can't hurt to ask since it can be a little bit expensive to not just go to college, but to apply for college too. We have in-person tours each Monday through Thursday, and our welcome centers open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday to talk to an admission officer like myself, but who's based on campus, or an ambassador. And you can email me or look for your own admissions officer wherever you live in the US with any questions that you and your students may have as well. And all of us here today probably have virtual tours as well too, to experience and see what not just the business department has, but what the university has as well. So go Lumberjacks. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. And now I'd like to invite all of our reps to come back on camera for a round of Q&A. So if we just want to go in the same order that you presented in, starting with Western Colorado University, and have everyone share one thing you want students to remember about your business program.
Yeah, one of the things that I hope you all remember about our school business is that, like I said, we have lots of support services and also funding. And if there's if there's a job or if you want to start something up, a company, whatever it might be, there's a lot of support services for that. And like I said, the professors are there for you as well. So yeah.
Hey again, Corey Brown from Randolph College. I think the biggest thing you guys should remember with us is that our students in the business program are required to have an internship. So the biggest thing, and like I said, basically following up with that, is that you're going to be put in some real life scenarios and some real life situations. So again, that you're prepared before you even graduate and got your foot in the door already.
Hello, Yvonne from Colorado State University, Pueblo. I would mainly say that our business school really focuses on hands-on experience and like research then and there. So, from the time you come in as a freshman, we work on like research projects, not just, makeups in class, but we work with, companies and organizations and nonprofits in the community of Pueblo. So, a lot of times in my experience, I've in some other colleges, I found that, it's PowerPoint lectures, right? But at CC Pueblo, we offer like dialogue and conversation with the professors. So.
People have already said guaranteed internship opportunities and great hands-on experiences. So I'll just say Princeton Review's top 36 places to study business, and for over a decade straight. I think that's amazing.
Oh, I can't think of too many other great things to add or just to reiterate about NAU. But one thing I think I didn't mention is that students can jump right into their major. If they want to start in accounting, intro to accounting right away, which is nice too, intro to hotel and restaurant management. But if students aren't ready to decide for sure, they can always change their major very easily. And courses usually will transfer for electives or even for the major of their choice as well too.
Great, thank you all for sharing. Now, if you wouldn't mind going around again and just sharing a piece of advice that you would give someone going through the college search process.
My biggest piece of advice is make sure you visit your top 3, top 5 schools before you make a decision. I mean, it is crucial. You're looking for your next home and you gotta be happy with it. So make sure you visit those schools, especially for you juniors going into your senior year. This is perfect time, to go out of state if you're thinking of going out of state. And also make sure you apply for scholarships. It's not just about what type of school you're looking for, but how you're gonna pay for it.
Guess I'll kind of reiterate what was just said. Make sure you get out and visit all of these schools. I mean, if you're interested in all of these business programs, sounds like we're all over the country with this group here. Go visit as many schools you can, even if it's 1 or 2 just out of state, in the rest of the state. Visit as many as you can. Apply to as many schools and kind of give yourself some different options. And remember to have fun with this entire process. It can be stressful, but again, make sure you have some fun with it. It's fun to see the different campuses, different styles, things like that. So make sure y'all check it out. Check all the schools out.
Yeah, so my advice would be, other than visiting like the campuses themselves, would be, find what's really important to you and, have those factors like on a piece of paper, right? So if tuition and costs is something that, is more important to you, then, obviously, have that as your number one priority. And then, also keep things in mind like programs, and location, school size, right? If you're looking for more of like a 300-person lecture hall, then some schools might not be right for you. But if you're looking more for hands-on experience, then a small university might be better. So definitely keep in mind those factors.
I'll just say that the price that you see is very rarely the price that you actually pay. So make sure to submit your financial aid, your FAFSA, apply for any and all scholarships, and at the end of the day, choose the college that you love. You're gonna fall in love with at least one school, and you're gonna want to go to a place where you're gonna feel the most happy.
Oh, wow. How can I top all those great tips? They're all great. The only thing I might add to that is to connect with your admission officer, whoever, when you look on the website to see who that local person is. I mean, I'm in Southern California. You all are probably in all different places too. So whoever that is, look up, find my admission officer or whatever it is. And that person will be for your whole territory. And they know usually the area too. Sometimes they live really close to you as well. My college is out of state, a couple 100 miles away. So that's always interesting to see too, who that person is, or we can put you in touch with the right person who knows your school, other students maybe who have also attended too, and we kind of know what you might be looking for. So yeah.
Thank you. And lastly, I'll just ask everyone to share one myth that they'd like to debunk on the college admissions process.
That's a good one. I would say admissions process. Every school, and I won't speak for every school, but we usually have that 50th percentile. The students get admitted to institutions. If you're below that range, I would try submit any material that will help support your application. Because we, at least for us, we know the lab happens. So if you have a low GPA, we want to know why. So give us an academic explanation of what happened, especially during the time with COVID. I mean, online learning could be very hard for everybody. But like I said, if you don't tell us, we won't know. So make sure if you're below a certain GPA or a certain criteria for a school, I would still apply for it, and I would just, reinforce it with anything that the law supported. So for your application.
This is a good but tough question to answer. I would say the biggest thing. Well, I think a lot of times people think that as admissions counselors, students are just a number to us. And I know I'm sure I can speak for these counselors here, but we care about whether or not you fit. Whether or not you get all your questions answered. Are you rushing into a decision, stuff like that? I know for myself, especially, and like, again, for the other counselors, we want to know what's best for you. So ask as many questions as possible. Again, use us to help figure out what's the best scenario for you. Because sometimes asking us a question might help you figure out what you are looking for most in all of your schools. So ask as many questions as possible. We care. Don't feel like we don't. Use us. Use us as much as you possibly can.
I guess I would mainly say that, it's okay to apply to a lot of universities, right? To always have your options open. It's always good to have not only just a backup school, but, having like that, high achieving school, and then having like a middle ground school, all over the place. And really just apply to a lot of universities and see what kind of aid you get, right? Some universities offer like more money than you might think, and then some offer not that much. So definitely, apply to a lot of places, and don't be scared to reach out to like the other said, the admissions counselors, because for my time working as an admissions counselor, I found that a lot of them tend to be really nice and really helpful, and like Randolph said, really want to help the students. So
Yeah, I'm going to harp on this again. The price you see is not the price you pay. Colleges will say that they cost $65,000, $70,000, and you might have a bottom line that is a quarter of that at the end of the day, depending on your personal financial situation. And don't think that necessarily only state schools are always less expensive than every private school. I actually paid less to go to a private college than I would have paid to go to my in-state public school. So bear that in mind, and yeah, thank you.
Oh, the only thing I would add as far as things to debunk, but it kind of goes along with the cost and everything else, but going out of state does not necessarily mean out of reach, whether it's monetarily, as we've all been speaking about too. Sometimes there's some incentives for out of state students to go to a particular college too, certain scholarships and merit scholarships as well too. So think of that too. Also, like sometimes all you need is an airport nearby. You could, if there's a nearby airport, you can go anywhere as well too. So it's good to just kind of look at your surroundings, and just for 4 years, you could have a little bit of a different surroundings. You can always come back in the summer. You have a month off during the 2 semesters as well too. So it's kind of a neat time in your lives to explore more if you can. Take a chance and try to have fun with it all too. So.
Thank you all so much for sharing, and thank you everyone for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions, including our May programming, and you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/launch. So thanks again, everyone. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye.